You want it?
You want it?
Come and get it.
Come and get it.
Come and get it.
Be ready
To fight for it. Be ready.
To suffer.
You'll need to be the strongest. You'll need to be smarter.
You'll need to be wiser, but you'll need to be faster than me.
Than me. You will need to climb
The highest dune.
You will need to survive the endless days and the shortest nights.
and only maybe.
You can win the Dakar.
Hello and welcome to the official presentation of the Dakar 2026, the 48th edition, which will once again take place in Saudi Arabia from January 3rd to the 17th. But before focusing on the route and the competitor lineup, let's take a look back at the thrilling 2025 edition.
The Dakar is part of me. I really can't imagine not being at the Dakar.
This is more of a race with yourself rather than other competitors.
Let's have a good one, huh? Good luck, dude. Good luck, brother.
Dakar 2025!
If you want to test yourself, come to Dakar. This is the place. This is tough.
Don't think you're ready for it, because no matter how ready you are, you're not ready.
This is the toughest and hardest Dakar ever in Saudi.
Tell me, how is this possible? To hate it and love it.
Only the strong survive, I guess.
Do you need a pull?
C'est l'esprit Dakar. C'est démerder soi-même.
What happens for you in Dakar in 2 weeks? Usually, it happens for a normal person living 5 years.
You have moments of pure joy and excitement.
That was for sure the best ride of my life.
If you prepare like a winner, you will become a winner one day.
It's the biggest race in the world, so yeah, it's just ticked off all the goals for my career.
What a drama.
Dakar champion, it's a pretty cool accomplishment.
It's history. Yazid made history for Saudis and Saudi Arabia.
David Castira, Dakar director, Saudi Arabia honors us in hosting the Dakar for the 7th consecutive year. Indeed, since 2020, we have been lucky to explore these incredible vast territories that offer us many possibilities, dunes, tracks, navigation, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the MOS, the Ministry of Sport, the SMC, the Saudi Motorsport Company, and of course the Saudi Arabian Automobile and Motorcycle Federation, led by Prince Khalid bin Sultan Al Abdullah Al Faisal.
We are very excited to host Dakar for the 7th time in Saudi Arabia. Last year was a very successful year and was a very special year for us in Saudi Arabia and for Dakar. For the very first time, a Saudi pilot wins the title for the car category, and this is something we are all proud of and very happy to achieve. Our champion, Yazid Al-Rajhi, he's the one that made the Saudi dream come true. Yazid is a mentor for a lot of youth and drivers in Saudi Arabia and also around the region and the world. The Saudi next gen, it's very important for us. We are very happy that the first year was successful and now we see there's a demand. We created this program to give the drivers and the co-pilots the opportunity to one day achieve their dream and participate in Dakar. One of the benefits of hosting Dakar in Saudi Arabia is we have a lot of different landscapes and different terrains. Everybody watched for the last 6 years the beautiful scenery and the beautiful landscape. A lot of people from all over the world now know what Saudi Arabia and what can it offer. This is something that we are very happy and pleased, and we're very committed to offer something new, and we're very happy with the results. We've seen the competition in the last editions of Dakar in Saudi Arabia, and we see how close it was in the different categories. I mean, if you like bikes, if you like cars, if you like trucks, this is very good for the sports. The next edition, the 7th edition, we will see a closer competition between the drivers and the riders, and that's what we are hoping for, and that's what we are looking for. A lot of fight, a lot of fun, a lot of action. All the car lovers and all the car followers, see you in Yanbu in January for a new adventure and a new challenge.
Now let's turn our attention, David, to the 2026 route. What can we expect? A tough Dakar awaits the competitors with long special stages once again, plus a little novelty with 2 marathon stages of a somewhat new kind. They will be mostly on their own in the desert. We'll come back to that later. This will be a Dakar for the tough ones, and everything will start in a few weeks in Europe. Yes, starting November the 27th, 28th and 29th, the competitors will first go to Santa Susana for administrative checks, then to the port of Barcelona to embark and head to Yanbu, where we will all meet them at the end of December for the start of the 2026 Dakar. So here it is, the new map for Dakar 2026, the route. And David, we will start in Yanbu with a prologue. You need a prologue of nearly 30 kilometers to kick off the competitors and mainly to determine the starting order for stage 1. The first stage is a loop around Yanbu with already 300 kilometers of specials to cover. It will be easier than last year, don't worry. Quite varied, with beautiful valleys to cross, some rocks. So we decided to put a pit stop, a service point in the middle of the special in case some have already had a flat tire halfway through. Then we'll return to Yanbu. And the very next day, we'll immediately follow with the first big special of this edition, with already 400 to 500 kilometers to cover for stage 2, which will take us to Alula. This is a slightly tougher stage. Some will remember 3 or 4 years ago, it was quite fatal to the leaders, with lots and lots of flats. So we got rid of some rocks, a bit, of course. There will also be a pit stop in the middle of the special, again, to allow those with flats to repair their wheels. Rocks at the start, sand, some dunes already, with an arrival directly at the Alula bivouac. Then we'll quickly follow with stage 3, 420 kilometers already. We're increasing the distance, an absolutely magnificent stage around Alula. We know Alula, it's truly the beautiful spot in Saudi Arabia, with its Grand Canyons, huge rocks, where navigation is not easy. You have to choose your track. 420 kilometers with lots of sand, sandy tracks. Dunes will come later, but this will start to make a difference. And it's precisely on these first stages of the Dakar that we will discover the new candidates of the Saudi Next Gen. This initiative, launched in 2025, aims to discover new Saudi talents.
For all the men and women who have dreams of one day becoming a rally driver, I tell them to chase their dreams, and one day, trust me, you will make it.
I am happy because I like Dakar. Dakar is live. Dakar is here.
We have a lot of potential here. We have a lot of talent. They just need the opportunity, and they just need somebody to open the doors for them.
This is a very good start and base and a learning platform for us young Saudis to hope for the best. During the Saudi Next Gen, the most important thing I learned was patience. Because we had very rocky sections, which if you push, you damage the car. But also you can't be so slow because I wanted to win the program. I really wanted to get the chance to race in Dakar because this is the opportunity I couldn't miss. Have a program like Saudi Next Generation program possible for Saudi youth is a very good opportunity and a very good chance to put us Saudi drivers on rally scene. Yazid Al-Rajhi is a big example for us Saudi drivers. I see myself one day as being as good as him. And I hope I compete with him.
التخوف من رالي داكار شيء طبيعي. لأنك تتكلم على أصعب رالي بالعالم فيحتاج استعدادات ومهما كنت مستعد إلا أنك يكون شيء طبيعي أنه يكون عندك خوف.
For me, my ambition is to finish the car with the least amount of issues possible, and if I have issues, to sort them in the fastest way and the most efficient way.
And there will be two teams from the 2025 Saudi Next Gen promotion participating in Dakar 2026. Adrien Lependeligny, responsible for Dakar development. So what exactly is the Saudi Next Gen about? Saudi Next Gen is an initiative we launched in 2025 aimed at introducing young Saudi talents and giving them the means to discover and participate in Dakar in the future. And there were many applications for this 2026 edition. Yes, following the first edition, we launched a call for applications in August and received over 50 applications for driver positions and about 25 for co-drivers. We will select only 5 drivers and 5 co-drivers for a total of 5 teams. All that under the control of the Saudi Arabian Motorsports and Motorcycle Federation. Yes, exactly, the SANF with whom we work hand in hand on this project that also aims to combine other national championships of the Federation within the Kingdom and attracts young talents from other disciplines to Rally Raid and the Dakar. So what will happen during these 5 days? Is it an intensive training? Exactly, it's 5 days of intensive training at the start of the Dakar in Yambu, surrounded by sports professionals, mixing theoretical training, practice, and the Dakar-style stages. The goal is ultimately to find the future Yazid Al-Rajhi who will participate in Dakar 2027, right? Exactly. The experts supervising the training will select the most competitive team to participate in Dakar 2027. And we continue with the discovery of the Hail province and a special stage, a marathon stage. Indeed, a marathon stage that will start with a split route already, 2 specials in one, since we'll have motorbikes on one side and cars and trucks on the other. A long special of over 400 kilometers again, with a lot of navigation and incredible landscapes near Alula. And in the evening, it's refugee bivouac. That's the new term. Exactly, a novelty. We've taken up the principle of the 48-hour chrono, where there were no structures at the competitors' arrivals. However, they will be grouped, all the motorcycles in one bivouac and the cars and trucks in another. And they will have to be completely self-sufficient, as there is no structure. But just that. That's already a lot when you're alone in the desert. They will have a sleeping bag with a small mattress underneath, a tent, obviously, to keep warm because it's not always very warm in the desert at this time of the year, and of course the ration. The rations have been improved with soup, vegetables, pasta, morning coffee, desserts, everything needed. But they will have to heat them, add water, so they will have to manage. But that's the Dakar, that's the adventure. And the next day, we continue with the fifth stage of the Dakar. Yes, because it's not over. They will sleep alone in the deserts, have to work a bit on their cars and motorcycles and trucks to fix them, and finish this marathon stage with another 350 kilometers. We've been a bit kinder on the second part because, as we'll see later, the next stage is very tough. So stage 5 is a bit easier to ease into and allow everyone to return to the city of Hail and recover. Then we continue towards Riyadh for the last stage of the first week and a rest day. Yes, but this rest day will have to be earned because stage 6 is very complicated. Lots of sand, many dunes. It's the first big dune section of the rally, and I think it will finish very, very, very late. It was scheduled the day before the rest day, since there is a specificity where you can arrive until 2 p.m. the next day, but I think some will spend the night there and maybe even the morning. So it might be very late until they reach the rest day in Riyadh. The Dakar continues to think about the future of the discipline and for 3 years now has launched Dakar Future Mission 1000. What's it all about, Adrian? Mission 1000 is part of the Dakar Future vision and it is a race adapted and dedicated to alternative energy vehicles. What kind of vehicles? So we accept any type of project as long as they fit into one of the following groups: hydrogen, electric or hybrid. The idea is to cover a certain number of kilometers every day. Exactly, it's an adapted route on Dakar-like terrain, but just about 100 kilometers a day. The 2026 edition will consist of 13 stages, so about 1,300 kilometers of special stages for these futuristic projects. But it's a competition. There is a ranking. Absolutely, there is a ranking, but the main goal is for it to be a race for technology. So time is important, but more importantly, it's about completing the full 1,300 kilometers to earn the most points for their project. And who will we find in this Dakar Future Mission 1000 2026? This year, in the two-wheel category, we will have 3 projects, including 2 Chinese manufacturers and a Spanish rider who will be riding a Stark. Stark Future is a Spanish electric motorcycle brand. We will also have, as in the last 2 editions, the Spanish truck of Jordi Giovanteni running on a hydrogen hybrid. And precisely, a press conference will be organized presenting the different 2026 candidates and upcoming projects. We continue with the second part of this Dakar and 2 stages south of the capital, Riyadh. Indeed, we will head straight south with 2 big specials. Stage 7 to start with, nearly 500 kilometers of special, perhaps not very difficult despite passing through dunes in the middle, but with navigation and all those kilometers full of traps. We will then reach Wadi al-Dawasir, where we will do a loop. It's been a while since we've returned there, and it will be another loop of more than 450 kilometers, so 2 tough stages, so you have to be careful and well prepared to restart after the rest day, because 2 times 450 kilometers can cause some damage. There will be a touch of nostalgia on this 8th stage for the Dakar Classic competitors, returning for the 6th year, with a mass start. Explanation with the event coordinator, David Series. The mass start has always been part of Dakar's history, and was introduced last year on Dakar Classic. We are repeating it again. There will be a start by 4s on navigation tests in wide open areas where safety conditions are met. It was well liked last year, so we are repeating this experience. In any case, Dakar Classic continues to attract more and more enthusiasts. More and more enthusiasts, and we continue to grow. We will have nearly 100 crews at the start in Yambu. Yes, Dakar Classic is doing well. With new vehicles every year that make everyone dream. Every year, new projects come out of the garages of enthusiasts. And this year again, there are some very beautiful projects. We can be very satisfied. The principle remains the same. It's a regularity rally. It's a regularity rally with navigation tests, dune tests, and dune crossings. The new feature this year is the super regularity stage, mixing regularity and navigation, which will spice things up and add more sporting challenges. More dunes, more navigation, more autonomy as well. Yes, more autonomy. Dakar Classic is quite demanding. We try to push each participant's limits while ensuring they have lots of fun and see beautiful places. Saudi Arabia has magnificent landscapes, and this is the ingredient, the alchemy, that makes Dakar Classic successful. Thank you very much, David Series. Dakar Classic and Dakar competitors continued in the Azir region with a new marathon stage. Explanation with the teams that designed those stages.
Dessiner une étape, c'est faire vivre une expérience à des gens. La première chose à faire, c'est très simple, c'est de déterminer une ville de départ, une ville d'arrivée, et à partir de là, c'est raconter une histoire. C'est complètement de l'imagination, c'est du travail, c'est de l'image satellite. C'est des soirées, des nuits, souvent, où chercher les pistes partout. Donc on dessine, on dessine, on dessine des heures et des heures. Attention, tu prends une piste invisible à droite. Après, on est venu voir sur le terrain, et c'est là que tout se fait. C'est le premier passage, en fait, où il faut tout écrire. Là, on peut se rendre compte de ce qu'il faut alléger ou pas alléger, durcir, pas durcir. Évidemment, il n'y a rien de tel que le terrain pour comprendre la difficulté. Alors là, j'ai perdu la trace, elle est plus à droite. C'est pas très évident, ce plateau. Ok, là tu vas arriver sur le col et après le col, il faut prendre à gauche. Le plaisir, c'est de trouver une passe magique, une grande descente en sable que personne n'a jamais faite, un truc un peu compliqué pour y arriver. La 9-10, c'était l'idée d'avoir une étape marathon, donc 2 jours consécutifs, corsés, beaucoup de kilomètres, avec des étapes qui jouent sur la mécanique et qui jouent sur les hommes, puisqu'ils vont se retrouver sans assistance pour la mécanique et entre eux sans aucune infrastructure. Il faut trouver 900 km non-stop, sans goudron, sans rien. Donc ça se fait pas partout, évidemment. Et là, on a vraiment le parcours idéal pour le faire. On arrête au milieu des dunes, juste à l'entrée des dunes, avec une première étape assez classique, mais beaucoup de kilomètres, et une deuxième où il n'y a que des dunes et beaucoup de difficultés. Donc là, il va y avoir des plantages, ils vont se perdre, il va falloir lutter avec ces montées possibles dans les dunes, etc. Donc il y a beaucoup d'histoires à l'intérieur de 2 étapes qui en feront un gros morceau de cette édition 2026. Donc je ne me lasserai jamais du plaisir du matin, du soleil qui se lève au soleil qui se couche. On avait des plaines avec des dunes au fond, enfin, etc. C'est un endroit où j'ai beaucoup de plaisir à créer le parcours parce que c'est beau et que je sais que c'est difficile et que tout le monde l'attend avec impatience.
So David, we've seen how you designed the Dakar stages. Now let's get into the technical details of stages 9 and 10. It's another marathon stage. It's a new marathon. We will find our famous kits on the evening of the stage 9. But to reach this marathon bivouac, you first have to cover more than 400 kilometers, again on quite difficult desert terrain. No dunes yet. There will be a little preview before arriving at the bivouac. Things will get tougher the next day. Stage 10 will be over 400 kilometers, mostly dunes. In fact, 300 kilometers of dunes with separate routes, as usual, motorbikes on one side, cars and trucks on the other. It'll be the big dune challenge of this 2026 edition. And finally, to conclude, back to the Madinah region for 3 beautiful stages. Yes, it won't be over on the evening of stage 10, although I think we will already see the first leaders and winners emerge. That stage is the longest in terms of total distance, with a special, not extremely difficult, but always tricky on the Dakar. So you have to stay very alert with a late arrival at the bivouac in Henakia. Then from Henakia we will reach Yambu for one last long special with more dunes. It starts rocky,
lots of dunes in the middle and some canyons, so vigilance will be necessary on stage 12. And to the last stage. A short special first, 40 to 50 kilometers, very classic, in the valleys around Yambu. Then a liaison to the last special of the rally, and additionally, absolutely magnificent feature, it runs along the Red Sea. Arrival directly at the bivouac to celebrate the heroes of Dakar 2026. So that's the route for Dakar 2026, a Dakar that promises to be tough. Yes, tough. I think that's the hallmark of recent editions, and we'll keep it. The key points to remember for this 2026 edition are, first, the prologue on January the 3rd, departing from Yambu, then a rest day in Riyadh, plus 2 marathon stages with the famous refugee bivouac, which will be the highlights of the Dakar, and of course the finish on January the 17th in Yambu to crown the winners of the 2026 edition. Let's move on to the competitor lineup. Dakar 2026 will be spectacular, with the best riders, drivers and co-drivers of the discipline, professionals and amateurs seeking for glory or simply seeking for the unknown. We start with the motorcycle category with Australian Daniel Sanders on KTM, trying to defend his title, won last January. Still in motorbikes, let's take a look at the Rally 2 category. The reigning champion Edgar Canet is stepping up to Rally GP. There will be many contenders for victory, notably South African Michael Doherty, Polish Konrad Dabrowski and Austrian Tobias Ebster. Professionals surrounded by the best teams, but also amateurs who come simply with their bike and their trunk. These are the original bimotul riders, those who set off on the adventure without any assistance. More than 30 of them, some dreaming of winning the category, like Manu Genes, double winner, who is defending his title. Before talking about the FIA lineup, let's focus on a man who inspired a generation of Saudi and Middle Eastern drivers. A man who discovered the Dakar in 2015, stood on the podium in 2022, and triumphed last January. Of course, it's Yazid Al-Raji.
One picture in my mind for last Dakar, my flag in the top of the podium of Dakar.
D'avoir un vainqueur saoudien, c'est le rêve absolu.
Sure, it's a dream to win Dakar. Everybody dream he can win Dakar. And sure, I do it. The dream for a lot of million people in the world to do that. We have the trophy in our home. A lot of fans support me. A lot of fans believe me. Sure, I am very proud for myself, for my country, for my team, for my co-driver. In 10 years, you build experience. Any stage, you must have big experience to know how to drive in the dunes, in the technical, in the stone. You need good strategy, good team, good co-driver. A lot of things together is not come by 1 year. You need experience to win Dakar, and we have this experience. We build it step by step until we have it. First thing, we have the best car. Second, we have the best team and the best co-driver, and sure, the best driver. sure was a lot of day you fight against yourself.
Quand vous regardez les caméras embarquées, il a l'air calme. La meilleure qualité qu'il a, c'est de savoir maintenant apprivoiser le désert.
He's one of the drivers who can fight, you know, for any race.
Ça a sûrement été le plus intelligent et le meilleur gestionnaire l'an dernier. Il a une grande expérience du rallye raid, donc il est capable d'aller vite. Franchement, c'est une belle réussite.
L'homme est super attachant, humain.
En tant qu'homme, franchement, c'est un mec super sympa, très très gentil, ouvert pour plein de choses.
Quand il apprécie, quand il est conscient que les personnes travaillent pour lui et lui rendent, c'est quelqu'un de vraiment généreux.
I think I can win again.
No. He cannot win again, you know. I can win.
If I do it one, I can do it two and three. With a clever idea, clever strategy, we can do it again.
At the next Dakar, the Saudi will try to defend his crown against an armada of contenders. And a big novelty for 2026, the evolution of the stock category, the T2 production vehicles with the arrival, David Castera, of a major manufacturer. A major manufacturer joining this category that has gained strength because the vehicles are much more competitive than in past years. Defender has joined Dakar to compete with Toyota for the title and victory in stock. With an armada of champions including Rokas Basiuska, Sarah Price and a certain Stéphane Pété-Ancel returning to the Dakar after a short year off. And indeed, we will hear from Monsieur Dakar himself about his 2026 stock project with Defender.
Quand je fais le dernier Dakar avec Audi, pour moi, c'est quasiment clair que c'est le dernier. Finalement, avec un peu de recul, je me dis quand même, ça manque l'adrénaline de la compétition et surtout la famille du rallye raid, la famille du Dakar, cette ambiance particulière. À partir de ce moment-là, j'ai commencé à tendre un peu plus l'oreille et puis on a convenu d'un rendez-vous avec Defender. Et là, j'ai vu qu'il y avait des gens qui avaient une vision très claire de la catégorie dans laquelle ils veulent rentrer, la catégorie stock, c'est-à-dire voiture quasiment de série sur le Dakar, et de prouver qu'ils ont une voiture qui est capable de faire la course la plus dure du monde. Donc le challenge m'a bien motivé. Faut pas penser qu'on va casser la baraque et qu'on va gagner la catégorie si facilement que ça. En face, il y a des concurrents très expérimentés dans cette catégorie-là. Donc il faut rester modeste, humble, et puis on va essayer de faire bien notre travail. Depuis des années, quand je rentre chez un constructeur, bien sûr, j'ai envie de faire le meilleur résultat possible, mais j'ai surtout envie que le constructeur atteigne son but. Moi, j'ai envie que Defender gagne et je vais partager mon expérience avec les jeunes. Et puis, si c'est moi qui fais le meilleur résultat, tant mieux. Mais ça serait une logique que les jeunes me passent devant à un moment ou à un autre, quand même.
It has become the stepping stone to the ultimate category, the Challengers, returning in increasingly competitive vehicles. Last year, the Argentine Nicolas Cavigliasso won with his wife Valentina. They are back to defend their crown. In the last edition, the battle was fierce until the crowning of a brilliant rookie, American Brock Hager on Polaris. It promises to be just as tight in SSV in 2026. In the truck category, Martin Maciek, the Czech, won last January for the second consecutive year. He will try for a three-peat against many rivals. Dakar 2026 will again be the opening round of the W2RC Championship, the World Rally Raid Championship. And we would like to thank the international federations, the FIA, led by Mohammed Ben Sulayem, and the FIM, led by Jorge Viegas, with whom we have been working closely for 5 seasons now on the development of the discipline and this championship. 2026 will launch the 5th season of the championship, starting with the Dakar in January in Saudi Arabia, followed in March by the BP Ultimate Rally Raid Portugal, which will be the European round. We will then return to South America with a big comeback in Argentina for the Desafío Ruta 40 in May, and the Morocco Rally, which will be the 4th round of the 2026 season, taking place a little earlier than usual at the end of September and beginning of October, before moving on to the Emirates for the final of the World Championship with the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge in the empty quarter on the Emirati side. David Castera, this presentation is coming to an end, and the Dakar 2026 promises to be spectacular. Very spectacular. You will need to be enduring, clever, and patient, but also fast to hope to finish this Dakar and maybe even win it. And you'll be able to follow this Dakar all around the world in 190 countries and on 70 channels. That's more than 4,000 hours of rally broadcasting, and of course on the entire digital Dakar ecosystem, as well as on that of our broadcasters. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our Saudi partners, the Ministry of Sport, the SANF, the SMC, and of course our loyal partners. I'm thinking of BF Goodrich, Defender, Motul, Hero, Red Bull and Tudor. You have about a month and a half left to prepare. I'll see you on January the 3rd in Yambu for the Dakar 2026 prologue.